The committee, Michelle Scott Huffman with Missouri National Education Association, and we're just here to go on record in opposition to the bill.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, David Clarish, appearing on behalf of Mechanical Contractors Association of St. Louis and Kansas City.
Any others? Anyone here to testify for informational purposes? Are there those in favor of it?
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Mike Lodewigan, testifying today on behalf of the Missouri Association of Rural Education. Go on record in favor of this bill. I think you've heard a lot of conversation today about rural versus urban and whatnot, and particularly reference to the bill that was passed 2 years ago. What we hear from our rural districts is that the relief hasn't made it there yet, and maybe it's coming. But as of right now, that relief has not gotten to the local taxpayers. And so, in the meantime, this is the bill that's been put forth. I want to talk about a little bit of what we heard about rural versus urban. I think there is there's something that I would like to remind the committee within this foundation formula, which was created in 2006, which did create a small schools grant. However, it did take into consideration that in certain areas of the state, it is more expensive to educate students, and that was the precipice for the dollar value modifier. As we look at some of the arguments against this, particularly looking at superintendent salaries and whatnot, I think that actually makes a point that we're looking for that a lot of districts are looking for the local control to determine what the best rate is to pay for labor or work. For instance, the per pupil expenditure from just 2 school districts in the state, Kirkwood in St. Louis County to Ava in Southwest Missouri, almost $12,000 for Kirkwood, $8,000 in Ava. It's about an increase of 30%, or a difference of 30%. I just think that there is a difference between the rates that are being paid in urban areas versus rural, and I think that needs to be reflected in the rates that are being paid for work on the construction side as well. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
None appearing. I will proceed to close this hearing. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who come to committee hearings and regularly, in order to manage our time for testimonies, we need our witnesses to sign up. So please make use of these sign-up sheets. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize for that. I'll do so in the future. Michael Grote, appearing on behalf of Missouri School Board Association. Essentially, again, we look at this as a cost savings opportunity for us, and I think maybe as you heard before, maybe it hasn't made to some of our rural districts yet. And we've seen that, Mr. Chairman, actually in your district with Anderson, they recently believed that they have lost the opportunity for the construction of 3 classrooms in their recent construction projects simply due to prevailing wage costs. So maybe it's coming, maybe that relief is coming for some of these smaller communities. But when it comes down to local dollars being used exclusively for construction, that's a burden on schools when we are short funding currently.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Representative Hurst.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Just out of curiosity, and I didn't say anything earlier, but now that I've heard from there's the NEA and different education. Are we having education or are we hurting here? I mean, there's opposed and there's for. Maybe you could explain it too. Why would the NEA be against it and everyone else for?
I can't speak to the NEA. They have their membership. We have ours. Right now, the Missouri School Board Association, we have a resolution in regard to trying to find ways to save costs for construction. So I'm here to speak on behalf of the resolutions that our members have.
Fair enough. And I apologize for not asking. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Others? Ladies and gentlemen, again, this closes hearing on House Bill 257. Thank you very much for coming.